First on Worcester News tonight, a tragic crash in Worcester kills a 4-year-old boy. Tonight, his family is mourning his loss. Plus, keeping up with demand, a Worcester business is already selling out of Worcester Red Sox merchandise. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Olivia Lemon. A family in Worcester is mourning the loss of their 4-year-old after he was hit and killed by a car. The boy was riding his bike in Plumley Village when it happened Sunday afternoon. Our Chandler Walsh spoke to his parents and is live now with more. Chandler?
Olivia, Josiah Rivera's family says he touched many lives in his 4 years. They're relying on each other's support in this tragic time.
The life of the party, you know, he was a really happy kid.
The parents of Josiah Rivera struggling to cope with the death of their 4-year-old son.
The worst thing that ever happened to me.
The boy was hit by a car while riding his bike Sunday afternoon in a Plumley Village parking lot. Worcester police say he left the sidewalk and entered the parking lot when a car pulling out of a spot hit him.
What happened yesterday was a tragedy, you know, because we love him so much and we would never, ever want something like this to happen to nobody.
Rivera's mother, Reina Sanchez, says the driver is a family friend. He drove Rivera and his father to the hospital.
They didn't mean to do it, and it sucks, you know, because I know he's destroyed too.
Josiah's parents say he loved dancing, sharing with others, and cheering people up. They say he was a normal, positive 4-year-old boy.
He was just so happy and always told us every single night, good night, mommy, good night, daddy, I love you guys.
Sanchez and Julio Rivera have another son who's 2 years old. They say they are heartbroken and are leaning on one another to get through.
It kills me inside, and I try to stay strong for my wife and my other son, but it just hurts so much. He used to sleep with me, and it hurts a lot not to be able to sleep with him.
Worcester police say the incident is still under investigation, but there are no charges against the driver at this time. Josiah's parents do not blame the driver. They've also set up a GoFundMe page for funeral costs. Chandler Walsh, Worcester News Tonight.
And Sunday's fatal accident is bringing the Plumley Village community together, seeking change. Community member Carlos Montanez is spearheading a petition to have speed bumps installed in every Plumley Village parking lot. Montanez says they're hoping to prevent accidents like this from happening again. He's hoping to make the area safer since many children play together outside.
Our goal is just to maybe create awareness, get some speed bumps where people are driving safer. They have no choice to drive safer. You know, I got 3 kids of myself, and I couldn't imagine going through this pain with one of my kids getting taken or getting hit by a car.
And Montanez is going door to door and aims to have every community member's signature before bringing the petition to management. Worcester police on scene of Suffolk Street Monday morning for reports of shots fired. The home had what appeared to be bullet holes across the front. Neighbors say they heard several shots fired early this morning. Police say at this time it does not appear anyone was injured, but there is damage to the home. The incident is under investigation. The 2 people police say dragged a state police trooper in Webster are facing a judge. 27-year-old Corey Peterson was stopped by the trooper around noon Friday. Police say Peterson took off while the trooper was outside the car, dragging him and leaving him with non-life-threatening injuries. Peterson is now charged with assault with intent to murder, and his passenger is facing a prior charge of violating probation. Switching gears now, just days after the Paw Sox announced they are coming to Worcester, Canal District businesses are trying to keep up with the demand of fans. One local graphic store is busy creating merchandise for the city's new team. Our Brittany Schaefer joins us now with the details. Brittany?
Olivia, Girton Graphics is seeing a big boost in business following the announcement. The owner says they started making unofficial Worcester Red Sox merchandise on Friday, and today they sold out.
4 hats? Okay, so it's going to be 60.
The excitement from the Paw Sox move can be felt in Girton Graphics as Worcester Red Sox merchandise flies off the shelves.
This is support wear for the team. We just jumped on the bandwagon and started making shirts and hats.
Owner John Girton says they started selling the shirts and hats Monday and are working long hours to meet the demand.
Gonna have stuff after like 3 o'clock or so.
Father and son Bob and Matt Epstein picked up the last 2 hats and a few shirts.
Found a couple shirts in our size, and we got actually a couple of hats over there.
We sent this down with an order, and then my wife called a friend, and so we ordered a bunch of things. We'd be happy.
We didn't expect it to be this busy.
We definitely wanted to get one for our son, who's going off to college, so he'll be able to take a little bit of Worcester with him. And we were lucky to get the last Blue Sox shirt.
The longtime Worcester residents say they can't wait to see a game.
This is a dream come true, especially for me, being, growing up in Worcester. I've been here my whole life.
Never thought it would ever happen, but I think it's the best thing that's ever happened to Worcester.
But until opening day in April of 2021, Girton says the store will be hard at work making Worcester look good.
It's the greatest thing. The Woo Sox Stadium is going to be 100 yards from my back door here. So my whole shop, all my employees here are excited. It's great for business. But we're just grabbing logos, making them, and printing them as fast as we can.
Girton says once the official logos are released for the team, they'll start making merchandise with those designs. Brittany Schaefer, Worcester News Tonight.
And the city of Worcester already has a baseball history of its own. The first perfect game in professional baseball history was pitched at what is now Becker College. The site where a marker stands is where the former Worcester Agricultural Fairgrounds used to be. On June 12, 1880, a piece of history was made in Worcester, and Becker College says they are happy to be a part of it.
Worcester has a great history with baseball, and it's just going to get even better with the new stadium and the Woo Sox coming to town, so we're excited about all of that.
And the school tweeted this picture earlier saying, "Baseball past meets baseball future. Welcome to the tradition, Worcester Red Sox." There are some in Worcester who have concerns about the plan to revamp Kelly Square for the new minor league ballpark.
The wall will be right past the hydrant there, which frankly is a little close.
According to the stadium plans, right field would be just feet away from Alan Fletcher's home. He says when he first moved to Ash Street, it was a quiet neighborhood, but today it's a much different story, and the stadium will only increase traffic. Fletcher says he's excited for Worcester, but he questions some of the plans unveiled in the Canal District redevelopment, including fixing Kelly Square. Fletcher says he thinks the intersection works well the way it is.
I am, because I live right here behind the right field wall, and I'm doing a development down there right on Kelly Square. And I promised the city manager that I wouldn't be too negative, but I'm a staunch defender of Kelly Square. I think it's miraculous. I think it works wonderfully well, and people don't appreciate how well it works. I understand they're determined to fix it, but people have tried to fix it over the course of 50 years and failed.
And Fletcher says he wants a seat at the table while the next steps are being discussed so he can look out for the well-being of his neighborhood. Another team is also making the move to Worcester. Monday, the Canadian Women's Hockey League announced the Boston Blades are moving to the city for their 2018-2019 season. The team, now called the Worcester Blades, will play at the Fidelity Bank Worcester Ice Center. The rink is also where the Worcester Railers practice. The Blades first came to Boston in 2010 and were the first professional women's hockey team to play in the state. Well, it's been just over 6 months since the deadly shooting inside Marjorie Stoneham Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida. Now, some survivors are starting college here in Massachusetts, playing football at Nichols College in Dudley. As Perry Russum reports, their connection to the school started with surviving the attack.
Hey, we solid that up front? We solid that? On the Nichols College football field, each player is fighting for a starting spot. 2 freshmen in that battle are also fighting the memories from 6 months ago.
You know, it's behind me, but it's always right there. It's always right there. It's always right there.
Number 17, Tyler Goodman, and number 43, Nick DeFrosia, are graduates of Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida.
Just remember being locked in the locker room for a good couple hours, just wondering when we were going to get out.
Locked in that office with them were Nichols football coach St. Clair Ryan and assistant dean for enrollment Paul Brower. The two were there on a recruiting trip.
Over the radio, we heard, did someone hear a firecracker? And then, someone came back that definitely wasn't a firecracker. Then shortly thereafter, it was in pretty rapid succession.
The rapid succession of bullets killed 17 people from their high school. 17 lives Goodman refuses to forget.
I chose 17 for them because I want to represent where I come from and what I've been through on the field, you know, and in front of everyone.
It's not as easy for DeFrosia.
I just try to put it behind me and just choose to forget. Like, I'm really good with just putting things behind me and forgetting about it.
Around Goodman's wrist is the red bracelet he started wearing after the shooting. It reads, "Stay strong."
I play for all of them, you know. I always feel their energies with me everywhere I go.
The two teammates are also roommates. They say they are constantly checking in on each other on the good days and the bad. In Dudley, Perry Russum, Worcester News Tonight.